By the way, I also have some breaking news about the about the about the leaks. It's already been the People's Populist Press allegedly, the one who sent me the leaks, has already been banned from Kraut's Discord. So man down,
Kraut, smoke, Kraut.
He has already been banned. He's already been banned. By the way, a friendly reminder that those are not all the leaks, and we have more, and they will be on the next episode, the Kill Stream. That episode may be on Sunday, though, because I like sports ball, and I kind of want to see my team play on Monday. But we'll see. I might make an exception. Maybe I'll have the game going down the corner while I do the stream, but we'll see. Either way, there's more, including some of the people he's going to target next. Some of the stuff they're doing in that Discord there. Some interesting ops. The ops never stop, apparently. Never stops. What is wrong with this guy, Mark? Why doesn't he just move on? I've asked a bunch of people this, but why doesn't he just do something else, or just, make his videos and stop trying to get his revenge? I mean, it's clearly only gets him in deeper. It clearly only makes him look more of an idiot. So why does he keep doing it?
He has nothing in his life. He has nothing. He's a nobody.
Yeah.
And the problem with these people is their little groups, their little internet infamy gave them everything. That was their entire lives. They didn't have anything out of it. They don't own a house. They don't have a girlfriend. They don't have a job. You said you like sitting down and watching the ball game and having a beer. They don't have that. They don't have anything. They don't go out with their friends. They don't go to the gym. They don't have anything. So this little group, and all of a sudden, they start making these videos, and it's their voice over, a picture. It's their voice over, a little bit of video, and people like it, and people thumb it up, and people share it, and all of a sudden they've got 50,000, 100,000 subs, and they're somebody, and they've never been somebody before, and then they start spewing rubbish. Somebody pulls them up on it, and they start panicking because they're going to lose everything they've ever had. And because they can't just switch it off, they can't just sit with their girlfriend and say, let's order a Chinese takeaway and watch the new Avengers film and sit back on the couch and wake up in the morning. They're just sat there refreshing their YouTube page, reading the comments, watching the dislikes going up, seeing their metrics. And every time they lose a subscriber, it feels like the end of the world because they don't live in the real world. And you guys, you've shattered their little world. You've not just hurt them. You've destroyed everything that they've ever loved, everything that's made them ever feel like someone. You've taken away their very reason for being. Because once they're unplugged from the internet, once their little YouTube channel, disappears or isn't popular anymore, they have nothing left. And you see, when you come from nothing and you get something, and then you go back to nothing, it's that much harder. If you come from something good and you get something else and you lose that something else and you go back to something, well, it can be annoying, it can irk you, it can irritate you. But going from nothing to something and all the way back to that little room in your mother's house, no job, no girlfriend, no real world friends, you've basically trashed their entire existence.
Oh, Kraut.
His smile and his optimism gone.
I think you've just said it better than I've ever. I think you've just said it better than I've ever heard it said. Actually, what their problem is. Look, now of course I like our show.
That's another thing.
No, go ahead, Dame.
Yeah, but there's another thing where, we didn't leak the Kraut shit. We didn't make him do it. All the doxing server shit. I didn't make Monday Matt flag me either. I didn't make him show his report history either. He's been flagging people for 1,000 years. I didn't make him make this funny apology shit on Tumblr. And I'm sorry that I did it, but I didn't do it actually. I didn't flag anyone down, even though you saw it in the report history, some video. I didn't make him do anything. These people, they get big, they act like shit. It's all their fault. And then they blame us.
Oh, it's deeper than that. You see, you did something to them that I don't think you clearly understand. You see, they are people who have spent their whole life probably in the real world. The few times they've gone into the real world, they've been laughed at, they've been ridiculed, they've been made fools of. Then they make some stupid video about the length of a trout's pregnancy. I mean, what a clown, you know. And people are laughing. Everyone's laughing, and your laugh, that laugh. If I ever do feel depressed, I will put on one of your videos just to hear that laugh. It's just so good. And like, you know, when they hear that laughter, that's going to bring back some serious PTSD for them from all the times somebody, you know, dropped their trousers at school, all the time somebody knocked their milk over at playgroup, all the time the kids laughed at them in the changing rooms, because all of a sudden, you know, they've got this internet presence where they're the big guy, and all the horrible things that happened to them, all the things that pushed them to living in their bedroom, they're trying to forget that. Then all of a sudden, everyone's laughing, and your insane laugh is ringing in their ears, and they hear JF laughing his head off about the trout, and they hear the alt-right laughing, and they hear Ralph and Gator and Zidane laughing, and everyone's laughing, and they're back at school, and the bullies pulling their trousers down, and everyone's laughing, or they've wet themselves in front of school assembly again, and it's all coming back. And now he's on the edge, he's on the warpath. But at least you brought out his hate. At least he feels now. At least he's acting a little bit like a man for the first time in his squalid, sordid life.
It's all coming back. And you know, look, I mean, I like the show doing well. I like to do well with my internet endeavors. I think you could say the same thing, Mark. Anybody, Dame, you like it when people watch your video. Everybody likes to do well. Yeah. But, you know, if it doesn't work out one day, the show will come to an end, certainly one day. Who knows when? It could be this year. It could be next year. It could be fucking 10 years. Who fucking knows? But, you know.
Probably sooner.
Well, yeah. Look, when it ends, it ends. I mean, you just go back to your regular life. I mean, shit comes to an end, you know? I don't. These people, it's like you said, they really don't have anything else. And earlier I talked about the guy who sent me these. Says Kraut spends 16 hours a day on Discord. Running ops and you know, marking his enemies down and, you know, talking about how he can get his revenge. What in the fuck? Why don't you take that time and spend it on improving your existence? I don't see how it's mental. It's crazed behavior, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Well, it's hard though, isn't it? For him, you know, going to the gym, going for a run, you know, just getting himself on plenty of fish and going out on a date. All these things that are normal for us are absolutely impossible for him. But the internet made him someone. The internet made him this big person. But the thing I do actually understand, because I know what his ethnicity is, you know, if he hadn't picked such a foolish fight with the alt-right and made those stupid videos, he'd still be enjoying this.
Sure.
But because he is, you know, because he is what he is, he had to do that. He had to try and do it. And everyone that's picked a fight with those who speak the unabashed truth has lost. And I think that's really why Sargon's got himself in such a mess. Again, he tried to be a bit cool and edgy, didn't he? He used some words that have really undone him, you know. But that's another story. And he's only got himself to blame. Yeah. I like the way he blames you, Ralph. He blames you
for the Patreon,
but it's his fault. He used the words. Yeah. He said the things. He didn't say. Look, my take on this, and I really want to put this out there because I listened to your show and I've listened to all this. And I want to set the record straight on this. If you say something in your own house or on a private phone call and somebody records it and plays it and screws with your life, the person who's done that is scum. Unequivocally, they are scum. Like when they released those Hogan tapes of him speaking.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. Yeah.
That's out of order. But if you go on live streams and put things in the public domain, you can't cry when those things are used against you. In fact, you shouldn't cry. You should own them. If he said these things, he should say, I said them. And do you know what he should also say? He should stop saying about context. Context matters in some cases. For example, if you're sat playing Mario Kart with somebody and they hit you with the blue shell and they go, if you do that again, mate, I am going to kill you. And then you report them to the cops for threats to kill, then context matters. But if you use a word, and he just used a word that wasn't an actual real life threat, it wasn't a call for violence, it wasn't a call for criminality, it doesn't matter what the context is. No one should be losing their livelihood or getting a call from the cops for just using a word. And the fact he is despicable. But if he was being a man, he would own what he said and said, look, using words shouldn't cost you your livelihood. This is about freedom of speech. But again, he's a little bit like Gavin McInnes, and he's crawling and kissing the arses of the wrong people.
Now, by the way, I don't know if you
and realize. The worst
part, go ahead. No, go ahead.
And the worst part is that not that I hate racists. Oh my God, the racists. Oh, their evil beliefs. Oh, but Sargon is a racist. He believes that blacks are low IQ and prone to criminality because of their genetic makeup. That's the most purest version of racism. He used to say that. And now he's like, oh no, when I said that the blacks are low IQ and prone to criminality, I meant because of their genetic makeup, I meant them as like individuals. I'm a liberal and I'm not like the Nazis. I was making fun of the Nazis. He probably would be an all-right guy. He has those beliefs. I think it's kind of, I mean, he did lose 10K a month, so I don't blame him too much for lying about his beliefs, but he's lying. And
Sargon absolutely does believe race is real, but he's trying to run away from it because he's so scared of being called alt-right now because of the baggage that now exists with the term. He's running as far the fuck away from it as he possibly can.
Well, all these people rode the alt-right. They took the talking points. They made their videos. They took memes from Poll. They took all the language and they made their money. And then all of a sudden, fall of 2016, especially after the election, alt-right is racist. Alt-right is evil. I have to disavow. All these people took the rhetoric and used it to their own ends and then changed their tune. And people like Sargon and Kraut, you said it earlier, Mark, they picked fights with the alt-right that they didn't have to pick. Like, I mean, why even go on this jihad? Just sit there, make your videos. There's no point to, I gotta disavow, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. Why would you disavow? The left doesn't disavow anybody, even actual terrorists. Well, I mean, I can too. They want to, it's about money, really. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's about, look, this guy was making well over $250,000 a year. This guy was on serious money, and he thought, you know what? If I please a certain tribe of people by attacking the group that keeps trying to expose that tribe, this powerful tribe who's in charge of a lot of the media, a lot of the press, maybe they'll give me more time in the media, more time in the press, and I'll make even more money. And that's what these people are thinking. That's what they were trying to do. That's why he debated Richard Spencer. That's why he got absolutely destroyed. And then he's another guy that once he got destroyed, once he got out debated, once he got outclassed, he couldn't let go of it. And you can see these people who are nobodies in the real world, because once they lose a single debate, once somebody shows them up once on the internet, they hold on to that for an awfully long time afterwards. And months after that humiliation has taken place, they're still babbling on about it. They're still making videos about it. And they just can't stop because they're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with sort of erasing that defeat. But it can never be erased because the internet never forgets anything.
Never, ever, ever. By the way, speaking of Sargon versus Spencer, are you aware that happened 1 year ago to the day?
No, I'm not, but that's...
Today,
wow,
1 year ago,
think about that.
January the 4th, 2018, is when the Sargon versus Spencer destruction of Sargon happened. By the way, I'm looking for a highlight clip here. Let me see. I don't know how long. This one's a little bit long. Let me just play this little short one. I'll throw it up. Let me see. Which screen do I have up here? Hold on. Let me go back to Gavin's wife for a second. Here goes the link. I'm going to play it. It's just a little short. I think it's the main destruction clip. Let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play it in honor of that 1-year anniversary. Hello, Sargon. Hope you're doing well. Let's watch it right now.
All right, cool. So Min NSMH 20 pounds. Richard, you say out of one side of your mouth that liberalism is all idealistic fantasy, while your position is a pragmatic. Then out of the other, when you start talking about your ethno-state, you talk purely about your ideals.
Okay, that's an interesting statement. This is how I would answer that. I don't think liberalism is a good way of understanding social order or sovereignty. That is the foundation of a state. And so when Sargon says, oh, this is what governments are about, he's basically saying, haven't you read Common Sense? Haven't you read John Locke? Because in this abstract world, that is what governments are about. I am saying that this is what governments are really about.
You have an abstract
no
world
doubt
as well.
Force involved. There is no doubt rivalry and power relations involved, no question. Now, when I talk about the ethno-state, yes, it is inherently idealistic. It's not liberal,
Abstract.
but it is inherently idealistic in the sense of this is, there are ethno-states that exist today that could be protected, yes, but my conception of an ethno-state is something to shoot for. It is something that should be a telos, a great goal that we channel our actions towards. So I agree it is interesting to think about pragmatism and idealism, but there's no fundamental contradiction in terms of what I'm saying.
What you're saying is no different to what I'm saying. You just disagree with the goal.
No, that's not what I just said very clearly. Do you want me to reiterate myself,
no.
Sargon?
I think it's evident.
We have to say things like 10 times for you to understand them.
No, Richard, it's obvious to everyone you don't understand what I'm saying. It's really obvious.
No, it's
your long pauses.
It's not.
Just
Sargon,
come on, man. Stop trying to be a dick.
Sargon, I am sorry. You're going to find this insulting. You think that you are more intelligent than you are, and that is a difficult place for you to be.
God,
I'm describing reality. I'm describing this experience.
You're telling me what I think. So what color? Come on.
Oh, give me a break. That.
No, don't give you. You just told me what I think. I don't know.
I didn't tell you what you think. I said you have a conception of your intellectual abilities that are greater than reality, and that is a difficult place for any human being to be. That is my description of you, Sargon, and I am sorry, but I have to be honest to you, and you should actually thank me for being so honest.
You should have thanked him, Sargon. What he should have done is just take the L and moved on. But as we discussed, these people are incredible. Also,
that's kind of been my theme the past week, is talking about how, these people, they take these massive losses, they hang these massive L's, and they spend the rest of their internet careers trying to get that loss back, trying to finally turn that into a W, because they think that if they lose 1,000 times, but they get that one win, that it erases all of those consecutive losses.